When you look at your newsfeed, you'll see lots of information about what you're doing and what other people are doing. Who likes what? Who's following what documents? Who's paying attention to which tags and which people? In SharePoint, you get to determine, within limits, how much of that information you share with others. So when you're seeing lots of information from Juan Ricardo or from Mark Lassie, it's because they're providing that information. In order to change your newsfeed settings to determine how much you'd like to share, you can either choose About Me, edit your profile, and then select Newsfeed Settings, or more easily, if you're in the newsfeed already, simply click Tags because it's all on the same page. At the top, you'll see the tags that you're following. You can type new tags in here, or you can click and you can choose other tags. They're listed here in alphabetical order, so I'd actually like to follow Mark's posts on 401k. You just click Select and add it to the list. To remove a tag, simply select it and delete it. It's that easy. Here's what you're following, and that's fine. The question is, do I want everyone to be able to see what I'm following? Now, where they will see this is when they look at About Me and they choose Show More, they can actually see the tags I'm following, some details like my birthday, and so on that I'm allowing others to see. If I don't want the followed tags to show here, then all I need to do is to turn that off and say, there are a lot of different tags that I follow, but I don't believe I want everyone to see them. Simply me. In the next section, you get to determine how much email you would like to get about your social networking. Every time someone follows you, the default is you'll get an email. So it will say, this person's now following you. If you don't want that in your inbox, you would simply turn this off. Likewise, there are suggestions that can be sent by SharePoint for people and keywords you might be interested in. The fact that you're mentioned by someone, that someone has replied to a conversation that you started, that someone has replied to a conversation you replied to, or that someone replied to a post that you posted in the community discussion. I normally turn this off because I might reply to a conversation, someone else will reply, and we're actually replying about different aspects of the conversation. But I do like to know when someone replied to a conversation I started. I don't particularly want suggestions, but this is up to you. The next section asks, if you're going to follow someone, would you like people to be able to see that? And would you like people to be able to see that someone is following you? You can turn this off if you wish, or you can leave it enabled. And finally, there's a list of everything that goes in your newsfeed that you want to share. If you're following someone new, one place to turn it off is to say, I don't want people to be able to see who I follow. But another is, do you want your newsfeed to actually note that all of a sudden you're following a bunch of new people? So you can turn that on or off, whether you're following a document or site, following a tag, tagging an item, and that would be if you're not applying a private tag, which we'll talk about later in the course. Whether you're having a birthday celebration, your job title changed, and so on. So you get to choose all of these settings on a granular basis. And here you can choose who gets to see tags that you're following. When you're content with the settings that you've provided here in the newsfeed, simply choose Save All and Close. If you didn't want to make any changes, you could simply choose Cancel and go back. And SharePoint notes that it may take some time for these changes to go into effect. So if you wanted no one to know that you were following particular new tags you were going to create, don't immediately go out and start tagging things after you set the Who Can See This to Only Me. You'll want to wait until your profile has been updated, and that depends on settings in your SharePoint information. Generally speaking, you're safe if you wait till the next day. So with SharePoint, you have control over how public or private you would like your social networking life to be, particularly in terms of who it is you follow, the types of topics that interest you, and who follows you in SharePoint 2013 social networking tools.